is one nice rack of pork. I've got kind of a classic idea when it comes to utilizing juniper. I'm making a brine, not a heavy brine. And I also think I'm going to use a little bit of that gin that Les made. For this brine, I'm using some green juniper berries. I don't think I need a lot because they do have a lot of flavor. A little pinch of salt. I'm just going to mix that all around just so the salt's dissolved. That should do. And then that goes into the fridge until it's time to barbecue. I've been working with the green juniper a little bit more. I realized there might be an opportunity here. The fact that it has such an oily component to it, that would be well suited for making pesto with green juniper, some pistachios, and some onions. Starting with the juniper. Pestos are great for seasoning pastas, rices, using on meats, works in salads. One of the most versatile things you can have in your pantry. All right, time to taste this. Wow, that's really dynamic. The juniper comes through like herb, but not like a juniper flavor profile. It's actually sweet, herbaceous, bitter, unique. I can't wait to pair this up with some apples. Some dried cranberries. Just add some sweetness. Some of the pesto. Some salt. Some sugar. All right, just have to taste this. See where I'm at. That works. I just have to let that stand. One thing that to me screams old European flavor is a braised red cabbage. A little sweet, a little tangy, lots of color, loads of flavor, and traditionally a place that you would find dried juniper berry. Here we go. All right, time to take this over to the stove. Now for some of the ripe juniper berry. Now these I'm going to squish my fingers to help release the flavor. It smells really good. Time for the cabbage. Some salt. Oh, I've got some beautiful honey. It's like adding a shot of amber. A little bit of cider vinegar. I want this to cook to the point that the cabbage is soft and the vinegar and the honey and the cabbage juice create a glaze. And just because I can. After being on Salad Hill, a couple things that I realized, tasting all these different greens that are growing there, is this magenta sprain. Not only is it fun because it's colorful, but I think the flavor of it, being so similar to spinach, would lend itself perfectly to an omelet. So that's my dish today. Fresh salmon berries and honey and a spreen omelet. Oh, these berries are incredible. Just fantastic. As I'm celebrating the salmon berry, what I really want to do is showcase it in its simplest form. A little bit of honey, because I did realize yesterday there was a variance of flavor. Some were tart, some were sweet. And honey is just going to bring it all together. But how pure and how spectacular is a bowl of fresh picked, beautifully ripe salmon berries. When making a good omelet, the first thing is to realize that everyone has their own idea of what a good omelet is. For me, a good omelet doesn't have a lot of color on the outside, and if it's a perfect balance of pan versus fire versus heat, the ultimate is zero color to the outside of an omelet. With that being said, really it's all in the eye of the beholder. Oh, that's a good sound. So as I'm cooking the shallots, what I'm doing is just making them translucent. For me, it's just a personal preference. Lighter flavors, not caramelized at all. I love this color. Some salt. And how's that taste? So good. Now, I'm just gonna wilt in the magenta colored leaves of the spreen. Time to get the eggs ready. Making an omelet is actually pretty easy. One of the most important things to me starts with the quality of the egg. And these are Fiona's beautiful farm eggs, so I'm thrilled to have these to work with.
Oh, I like the look of that.
And do you feel like an omelet?
Of course I'd like an omelet. Oh, beautiful.
Thanks
Are these from Salad Hill?
They are. That's magenta spreen, which is related to lamb's quarters.
Oh, okay, cool.
Try it on something, like just grab a little piece out of the pan. I love it.
Mmm. That's beautiful. This is going to be good, I can tell right now.
It's a simple dish. Here we go. And now I'm scrambling the egg and shaking and stirring at the same time. Now that the egg is almost fully cooked on the top, I'm going to roll it out on itself. There we go. So something that I'm always thinking about is celebrating the wild harvest, the wild ingredient. And I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to add too much flavor, and I don't want to take away from it by adding other components that dilute flavor. So in this case, a nice macerated berry type dressing for the salad, I think is perfect. A little honey, a touch of salt, and then some beautiful cider vinegar. Stir that up. There you can see how the juice is now coming out of them. And that's going to be the base for the vinaigrette. That's perfect. Now, what I'm thinking here is a gastrique for the sauce for the rabbit. Something that is sweet, tangy, and robust all in one. I have so many wonderful berries to work with. But you know what? I'm going to make a decent amount of that. Cider vinegar and some white sugar and some heat. All right, all I have to do is let that come to a simmer and thicken into a syrup. These rabbit legs are beautiful. Sometimes you just have to get your fingers dirty. That's what cooking's all about. Great. So right now the gastrique is a flavor bomb, and I already have the texture of the seeds in the macerated salmon berry salad dressing. So I'm taking the seeds out of the equation. This way it's also just a little more refined. There we go. I think that's gonna stick to the rabbit just the right amount. Excellent. Okay, time to cook the rabbit. Now that's the right sound. And I'm just gonna slowly drop that in. All right, these are looking just right. Nice golden brown. The thing I love about kale is how fun the shape is. The stems are a little too much to eat in the salad, so I'm just stripping off the tender leaves. There you go. Yeah, it's beautiful. So flavorful. These radish seed pods are very sweet and juicy. There's a little hint of that radish flavor, but they're positively delicious. Some of the kale. I could not resist grabbing more of the magenta spreen. It's just so beautiful and so fun. The macerated salmon berries and a little olive oil.